们漂洋过海，不让爱枯竭。追随上人的慈悲，让苦难人间化作流离的世界。我将付出一切，发扬自己医疗之业的光辉。守护生命，守护爱，守着人间的慈悲，让自己的医疗成为日不落的世界。因为奉献了一切，因为无怨也无悔，让卑微大一都是照亮大爱的光辉。何处需要抚慰，我们竭力爱翻山越岭。翻山越岭，何处需要关怀，我们漂洋过海，不让爱枯竭。追随上人的慈悲，让苦难人间化作流离的世界。我将付出一切，发扬自己医疗之业的光辉。
各位菩萨，邀请您尽速入座，我们的课程即将开始，感恩各位菩萨的配合。各位菩萨，请您尽速入座，我们的课程即将开始。在这堂课开始之前，让我们一起来听来自
Brothers and sisters, welcome to back your seats. Now, before this class, we have a film about the sharing of a nurse sister from Singapore, Sister 陈玉欣.
陈玉欣护理师的故事。
Now, let's listen to her stories.
那我们等一下，音控师兄哈。那陈玉欣护理师呢，他是因为先生的因缘而加入慈济啊。那他来到慈济之后呢
，Sister 陈玉欣is attended 慈济 Foundation. That is because of the affinity of her husband. Now we have a look on this sharing. My husband attended Tzu Chi Foundation a few years ago. English. 这是英文吗？
没有，他是没有 mute。 how I came in to join TIMA. I went for medical admission and went for a child's visit. I felt that, wow, it's really, I would say, 尽苦之福. My words to TIMA people to really, but the most important thing is Pastor Jenny's Dharma. Because every morning I watch the wisdom background, I felt that, wow, it's an energy driver to whether before I start my home care, I felt that it's really good. And also every day seeing our master champion so thrilled and then giving so much to us, I felt that I'm very thankful, very grateful to her for giving up Sensi. 感恩。
感恩玉心菩萨，也感恩所有的
So grateful to Sister Yu Xin.
及医院职工做病患的。
She is the nurse in the hospital.
接下来的这堂课真的很。
Now the second lesson, the coming lesson. The topic is the complete look at plant-based diet. Because we have so many misconceptions about vegetarian, so now we want to clarify this. Let's welcome the CEO of the Medical Foundation and the Deputy Superintendent and our brother Chen Jinfa. And now our Deputy Superintendent will host this meeting. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. We're so great that we have this class to talk about the vegetarian lifestyle. Now we want to invite our specialist and brother Chen Jinfa to tell us the stories about the vegetarian lifestyle. But we want to invite our brother Armin in the kitchen. Dear Master and the Master of Jinsa Board, all the brothers and family members of the world. Now it's so great to host this class. Now I'm in the kitchen. That is because this is the Mid-Autumn Festival. So we have the great meeting here to introduce all the culinary materials here. Now we want to introduce the team members of the Tzu Chi Hospital in Hualien. And Lin Xinlong, a brother, will lead us to encourage us. It's very difficult to translate because they are speaking Chinese and they are homophone. Pretty much means to welcome all of us. And we bless you to have the delicious meat here, delicious food here. And bless you all feel very lucky here and make great vows. A happy Mid-Autumn Festival. Happy the holidays. This reminds me some very famous song before. This place is like the moon, full moon. I was told that there is a very funny story about you. Because my sister wasn't at home for these days, so I have to cook the meal for myself. But I'm not good at this, and so I ruined my meals because I don't have the right measures. So the meal is so bad that it's very hard to test. Have you ever paved the interlock bricks? Now we want to have a look on Lin Xinlong, brother, to tell us how to make the yam soup. No matter any kinds of melon, now he want to cook the delicious dish for us. Only in few seconds now he can make the very wonderful, delicious meal here. All right, time's up. Only in few seconds now, he made a very delicious meal here. All the melons inside. Thanks for the team of Hualien. Now let's have another look here. The next stop is Taipei Tzu Hospital, the team of the Tzu Hospital of Taipei. Now the Superintendent Zhao will give us the welcome greetings. Also welcome all the members from different places here to have the look on this film. We are the members of the Taipei Tzu Hospital. We have the great amount of persons. We have 15 persons here. Now the most important thing is that we have a superintendent and 4 deputy superintendents here. Now guess our superintendent will make for us. What will make for us? Which one? Now I was told we love to see the asparagus. You have to cut this for us. This is fresh asparagus. So I cut the most hard here. Hard is here. I have to cut 4 times and make them equal. The title of this dish is Be in Love Forever. So we have to make these materials together, very harmony. You see, our superintendent cut this equally. And our host Armin used this to bless all of us. Now we are going to next stop. Now the next stop will be the Taichung Tzu Hospital. We also give greetings to others. Pretty much like I encourage everyone to have the vegetarian lifestyle. Because of the vegetarian lifestyle, we will protect our lives and protect all the sentient beings in the world. Sure, now you are the host of the many important events. Now we want to tell us that to be a vegetarian, then you can protect your health and lose weight. So you will be very successful in lose weight. Now I want to fry a very interesting dish for you. I was told that you want to attend the Olympic Games here, so-called Olympic Games. It's a dish about the tofu. We're mixed with all the seasonings. Then we fry this together first. Then we have to show this skillful means to make it more delicious. You know, we don't have any rehearsal about this, so I think our superintendent is the specialist in cooking. The most important thing is he always carry his grandson to do this job. Now we are going to the next step. Just celebrate the 20th anniversary the Darling Tzu Chi Hospital. Now the Lai Superintendent Lai to give greetings to us. Pretty much to protect our motherland here. We are the members of the Darling Tzu Chi Hospital. So great. Now the host army sing another song about this hospital. 20 years is very important for youth. Now we want to fry the rice. I see you have many dishes here. Now, what you want to show us? Because we want to show the avocado dish here. Not very easy to cut this. First you have to peel and then to cut them. Very skillful. I can feel it's the bottom of this avocado. And to peel, yeah, it needs to practice and very skillful here. It seems so easy, but actually you have to practice for so many times. We need a very skillful measure that we cut this avocado, then keep it fresh. Now we have Hualien, Taipei, Taichung, Dalian hospitals. Now, what will be the next stop? Now we'll give the time to CEO Lin in Jinsi Hall. Thank you for all the superintendents of these hospitals. It's a very good opportunity that everyone can taste a very good vegetarian diet. Actually, we have to be very serious and very skillful to cook this. Now let's welcome CEO of the Medical Foundation, Lin Junrong, again. He's a specialist on the vegetarian diet. He practices all the vegetarian thoughts every day. These are to protect our lives. And the next one will be Brother Chen Jinfa. He always do the international relief, Brother Chen Jinfa, and he left meeting before. Love to drink alcohol, and he drank a lot before. But when he became the member of the Tzu Chi Foundation, he want to uphold the precept and quit alcohol. Today we want Brother Jinfa to share the points about the story. Brother Jinfa, let me ask a question. You love to drink alcohol, right? I think when you drink the alcohol, will be something happen to your body, to your health. Actually, I drink from the early morning to the night, but I get so many pains at that day. So my wife use different measures to help me, but actually it's useless. But after I become a vegetarian, the pains abolished very natural. So the most important measure is to quit alcohol. You know, I have so many friends. I always invite them to have drink. Now, I will ask a question to CEO Lin. But there is one misconception about beans, because maybe will get us feel painful. Maybe our ancestors told us that when we eat the wrong things, that we will get sick. You are what you eat. That is the iron law. So we have to avoid the harmful things. For example, cigarettes, peanut nuts, alcohol, and some drugs. We need to eat a clean and better food. Not so much salt, not so much sugar, not so oil. All the research all tell us these are the iron law. Actually, the vegetarian diet is the best way. Now let's have a look on this. Some of our brothers and sisters, some are vegetarian and some are not. Now we have a comparison about this. After the research, we can show that to be a vegetarian will be a healthy way. Apparently, we can tell the story here. For example, for this picture, to be a vegetarian, now you can avoid gout. You will be healthy. You reduce the possibility about 40 to 70%. You know, the purine, high purine will cause gout, but we have to reduce this. It's 40 to 70%. It's very obvious. Maybe some people said you cannot have the beans. Because I had high purine. But actually, other food, maybe seafood, will be higher. Of course, there are some other reasons. We have to avoid them. When you have the vegetarian diet, you will keep your body healthy. You have gout because you have the uric acid. And the organs will keep healthy after you have the vegetarian lifestyle.
So we have to delete this misconception So when you got gods, it doesn't mean you cannot be a vegetarian. So after I started my vegetarian research, now I know we should take a vegetarian diet. Some people said when you take vegetarian diet, you will become insufficient nutrition. And Brother Jinfa's main volunteer work is doing the international relief. And what do you think about vegetarian diet? At the beginning, I was the pioneer to do that international relief. We have to do it in summer to see the disaster area under the scorching sun. It's really a hardship to us. Maybe because I am a vegetarian, I never feel hungry. Under the distribution process, I never feel I don't have enough nutrition. And I lose my weight a lot. In almost 30 years, I never feel I don't have enough nutrition. I never feel I'm weak. These two aspects of vegetarians. People say we don't have enough nutrition when we take a vegetarian diet. Well, the plant-based diets, what about the nutrition of that? Some people, they are insufficient nutrition. Some people, they overtaking nutrition. In the advanced countries, 50% to 60% people, they become overweight. And the vegetarian diet got much more fiber. So doesn't mean to take a vegetarian diet you won't gain weight. If you consume too much, you will gain weight, of course. There are some nutritions. There are 6 types. First is water. Water is very important to our body. We can take it easily. The second one is carbohydrate. What is it for? It is for us to get energy. After we digest it, and then it will help us to. The third one is protein. It is very important to our body. That will help us for ourselves. That is very important to ourselves. If we don't have a protein, then that will harm us. And fat is also very important too. A lot of function of our cells, we depend on fat. So carbohydrates, protein, and fats are very important to our cells. And the metal, like magnesium, that is very little, but it's very important for our. And the other part is vitamin A, B, C, D. So the nutrition include these 6 types. And in our diets, the vegetarian diet includes them all. We don't have to worry about protein. In our vegetarian diets, though we got a lot of vegetables, but nuts and grains and beans are included in vegetables. Look at this. Soybeans has much more, is a double time of protein to meat. We don't in soybean there isn't the full fat. Under the room temperature, the aluminized fat will become solid. Such as olive oil fats, the plant-based oil. There's no such disadvantage.
Oh, actually, that when you eat the soybean has less cholesterol in the food. However, even the lean meat, it controls cholesterol a lot. So we can understand about the vegetarian diet has no problem of nutrition, as well as a very healthier food compared to the meat, because there were less disadvantage compared to the meat, including cholesterol and the saturated fat, which will bring the disadvantage of your health. So we can be sure that for the soybean contain the protein, which actually that's good for the patients. So even that lady pregnant has no problem to eat vegetarian diet. So now we are going to transfer the channel to Brother Amin in the kitchen. So we are trying to understand about the recipe today has content about very rich protein. I'm not showing you that the cooking by the Dr. Zhao in Taipei City Hospital. So you see the color in the pot. There's tofu and bean curd bun. So there's no problem that contain lots of rich protein in the recipe. Dr. Zhao, well, we have some misunderstanding about the tofu. What kind of the type you suggest? Soft or firm? My answer is whatever you want, because the harder one they have contain a bit of calcium. So no matter what, the protein ratio will be the same. So we can choose the flavor which you want. Now I add some white soybean sauce and the salt into my recipe. Now I've been talking about some the resources of the bean curd. So, Dr. Lin, do you have any question? So, I'm asking you that the bean curd bar, how much content of the calcium in your recipe? So people say that the pork rib will contain about more calcium. Is that true? Dr. Lin said. The truth is lots of vegetable contain about a high percentage of calcium. And also that bean curd and tofu, the calcium ratio is also very high. So we have no worry about the lack of the calcium absorption in our vegetarian diet. And most important that there's no bad cholesterol in the vegetarian diet. So I'm truly tell you that the vegetarian diet is content of most advantage rather than disadvantage about the meat diet. For example, that when you eat meat, you got lots of protein, but also bring lots of fat into your body. So the reason why that the vegetable diet is much better than meat diet. For example, in kale, we see over here, this contain very high amount of calcium, 243 milligram. So we're trying to understand about the recipe today. Contain a high ratio of calcium. Now I've been this interview with the Dalian Hospital, Dr. Lai and his team. We are going to have rainbow beans of the recipe. So the recipe today we prepare, there's lots of different kind of beans and cashew and sesame, as well as lots of recipes that we prepare. So that we have Miss talking about how to prep the avocado will not become black after cutting. So there's several methods to keep the avocado be fresh. And this recipe is very good for young kids. So understand the way we eat correctly has no problem to less of calcium absorption. So we give a big hand of the Dalian team. So from the explained from Amin and the professor over here, we have no problem for the vegetarian diet with calcium absorption. No, Brother Jin Fa say that whenever I have diagnostics in the Tzu Chi hospital for our digest system, so from my report that my digestive system in my body is very completely clean and healthy. So it proves that after 30 years of vegetarian diet, I have a less chance to get cancer. So we are now trying to explain you that about the benefit of vegetarian diet. Dr. Lin saying about this. After several years of research in Tzu Chi Hospital, in the end, that vegetarian diet actually can help in people to reduce the opportunity to get some disease, for example, diabetes. For diabetes, the research tells us that some percentage of our volunteers actually that they did not change the diet from meat to vegetarian yet. However, we are certainly that we don't smoke and drink alcohol. So that the diabetes ratio of this chance for female and male actually some different as well, but we have some detailed research as well as gout. There's some argument about gout in the global research. In Japan, the research of the stroke, they have two different kinds of stroke called ischemic and hemorrhagic. And these two different kinds of stroke, or actually they come from different mechanisms. For example, that the ischemic stroke actually that was stuck in your pipe, so it became some problem of your system, your body. However, for the hemorrhagic, also a problem of your body is that actually it's a kind of a different way of stroke. Does mean that your pipe was broken about the high blood pressure of your pipe. So the research of our vegetarian diet paper that told most of vegetarian diet person can reduce about 15 to 20% rate to get the stroke opportunity. So that's all. There's no problem for people as a vegetarian diet in case they have a less cholesterol absorption. Actually, the high cholesterol absorption actually is cause a high risk of stroke. And also that less cholesterol absorption also can reduce your blood pressure. And this is also bring the less opportunity for you to get stroke. So totally, not only cancer, but also some digestive system. Most of the cancer of this system is due to not good for regeneration. And such well, actually, that for the vegetarian diet, there's a lot of cellulose in your food, so it can be good for your daily output and contain less cause of cancer elements. And we understand about your daily digest. Most of the food after bake or grill will contain lots of cancer element in your food. So we should actually control our daily diet to keep your digest system always clean and refreshed. So we have a conclusion about vegetarian diet actually that can help you to reduce the chance to get stroke and also the opportunity to get cancer. I remember that in the 2015 of research in the UN. The research told that a lot of meat will cause of a digestive cancer. Well, actually, two reasons of this. One is like preserved food is one of the cause to get cancer, and the red meat actually that also contain lots of high risk of get cancer due to the components. So due to the meat is easy to get rust, so for the preserved meat, actually they contain lots of preserved element that will keep the meat eatable. So it will contain the element of cancer. Well, anyway, that those are the components in the food will easily to get people higher cancer risk due to eat too much of red meat. And you can on the screen right now seeing the screen showing research from the Harvard University about the taking rate of red meat into body and the risk of death ratio. And the other research we're talking about the food contain cashew and the beans, and you can guess that which one to get higher risk of death. So I'm a question to Brother Jinfa. You are an entrepreneur, and you have get a lot of chance to eat a very good food. Do you think that vegetarian diet is a little bit not good to eat? My answer for you is I never have such kind of problem. Because most of the time I went to international relief, most of the places that I achieve is actually there's a very underprivileged area. So actually the food over there we have no choice. For example, in North Korea, and we have only different kind of bean and the products made by bean. So during the period of time in North Korea, we have no choice, but we still eat very healthy and full because we have a good diet over there. So actually, that the international relief actually have no choice about the selected food. So now we change the channel to Armin.
So people ask that when we eat meat, so which organ that eat the food first? Actually, it's eye. Let's watch it. So delicious. So it's impossible that you can move your finger because you can smell and see the color. So it's a little bit spicy tofu. So I guarantee you can eat 3 bowls of rice. So I can guarantee that you are over your expected. So when you cross the road, you need to watch the light. So even the dishes, you see 3 different colors. So yellow, the red, and the green pepper. So all these ingredients are full of different antioxidant ingredients. So we use the color and the smell to attract people. And the most important, you will make your health. So besides the President Jen, that is a doctor, he's also good as a chop. So, okay, give applause. Let's move back to the Vice President Lin. So the vegetarian meal is healthy and tasty, the most important. Definitely, the vegetarian meal has a lot of benefit. So let's see whether Brother Chen has any question. I used to heard before that for. So when I eat tofu, so we'll call spinach with tofu will cause the stone problem. Is that true? So let's see the executive president Lin will what's his answer? So all different kind of food will have different combination. The most important is that what go into your body. So amino acid going into your body, we need to separate to different things. So if it turns to protein or turn to the fat or turn to the sugar, so we will divide, then after digest, then you will recreate what's needed in your body. It's called metabolic. So in this process, actually the balance is the most important. So people say you eat vegetarian, you will not have enough nutrition. Actually, let's say it's simple. If you just only eat rice, you don't eat anything else, you will cause not enough nutrition. Because we have 6 basic nutrition. So all these should be have a little bit to combine together. But if you only eat one of them, of course, it's not enough nutrition. And like people eat non-vegetarian. So because the animal has a similar structure as a human. So the nutrition in the animal will have more similar like human, and the vegetable is not like a human, so the vegetable has different structure. So we need to eat all different kind of vegetable to make the nutrition enough. So during the cook process, if you add a lot of oil, add a lot of salt, then the nutrition is not good. It's not healthy meal. Okay, so the ingredient original smell test is the most healthy. So don't overcook. Don't add too much the side stuff. And also you cannot just move to just eat one kind of meal, don't eat others, because we need 6 different kind of material to make a balanced food. And so the cooking process is very important. Don't add too much oil, don't too much salt, and all the bad things like colors stuff. And also some even is vegetarian, but is already made. That's not, it's artificial. So that's not good either. Because during the production process, you will add too much that artificial stuff. That's not really good for your body. So all these kind are not good how you eat your food. So eat more nature, fresh. So some people even say that you need to eat fresh, not cook. But anyway, fresh. and local, and don't through the frozen process. So also the vegetarian also impact the environment. So let's stop here, and that will be next topic. So when we mention calcium, so whether it will really make a stone or it will be digest out. So the very important thing is you need to have enough water. So don't have a oversalt food because that will cause the stone in your kidney. So, okay, so the side here that we will talk about, as long as you have vegetarian meal, that is very healthy, you will not have you will have enough. You will not have you will have enough nutrition, so don't worry about. So we have enough knowledge, and then how about cook? Then let's move to Brother Amin. So, okay, no problem. So, so today is very special. It's good day because it's October, so it's a double. So let's introduce that precious, lucky winter melon pot. So this is now is summer, but when we pick up the winter melon, because when we pick the melon is frozen outside, so it is called winter melon. Actually, it's mature. It's in summer, not really in winter. It has the white powder outside. It means this very mature. Is tasty. So what's good for this food? The winter melon is so full of the water, and the calorie is very low. So it's really good, and it will be is used pretty popular. So the winter melon is also called loose weight guava melon. So also is king mushroom is also very important that the source of nutrition. So the king mushroom that amino acid is really high. So it's really good for the vegetarian the people. So include like over 16 kind of amino acid. So these dishes, so let's see. We thought that this pot should be have a hole, so it's just dishes. So we want to make it very easy, so that's why we cook it very simple to make it everybody can cook when you go home. So it will be very convenient. So we'll show you how to prepare. So do I answer your question? The Vice President Lin? So the nutrition is enough, no problem. But how to cook it? Then can fit our different kind of age and different requirement. So we have another dishes. So the from Hualien Hospital. So it's local. So what's the name? So it's a pure paper and with Lawson roll. So this pure paper is very famous in Hualien. And Lawson is also a very, actually is we have a lot of Lawson that are planted in the our abode. So it's really pick and take out the seed in abode by a volunteer and the Dharma master. So let's tell you this Lawson flower, but actually it's not really flower.
So it's really not, it's not flower, it's kind of the inside part of the flower. So it will increase your appetite because it's sour. So a lot of different kind of nutrition inside that will be help to increase your antioxidant. So it's red, the jewel that in our food. The most important. So the ingredient we have the peeled pepper. So people mention that well, pepper increase our weight. Actually, the pepper will help us to prevent the inflammation in your stomach. That's amazing. Okay, so give some reminder to everybody. So it's a peeled paper. So you take out the seed. So actually, what we use is the peel of the paper, the skin of the paper. Okay, so it's not just talk, it's really the cook, all these people that prepare this dish. How about other hospital? Okay, so each month. Okay, actually everybody already ready. All the dishes are already cooked, so they are ready to move to another side. And to the place that we have an academic site there. So we're going to show all the dish there. Okay, let's wait. We'll come back right away.
There is one important thing here for taking the food. Now, I want to ask a question of Jinfa, Brother Jinfa. Can you tell us your experience about that? You know, my wife's family, they raised the cattle for about 200 or 300. You know, they don't have enough meat for the family. They don't kill the cows, but they sell them to other people if they do not have the milk for them. But you know, it takes a lot of grass to raise these cows. So actually, it's not for environmental. It's not healthy for our motherland. So if we take the vegetarian style, then we can protect the land. We have to reduce the bad influences about that. You know, they assume the many resources of our land. Now we have to ask a question of our CEO Lin. Is there any connection between the vegetarian and the environmental protection? Allow me to tell you first. One, it's very healthy to our body. Secondly, it's a very environmental protection. Third, because we don't kill, it's very helpful to our mind. Now let's have a look about the vegetarian lifestyle and with our Earth. Now, you know, it's global warming is very serious. We know these are not very good for our motherland. The Earth, water, fire, and the wind make the disasters. Earthquakes, flood, many disasters around us. So many places have the flood, even mainland China, America. some other places, especially the hurricane and the typhoon, bring many disasters. This is the extreme climate change. Now, Taiwan located at the Pacific earthquake site. From Taiwan to Japan and to the west coast of America and to Chile. And this circle is very dangerous for earthquake. Most of the earthquake happened here. Now we have a look on the map of Taiwan. You see now the east part of Taiwan is just located on this circle. We know we have several earthquakes during the day. You have a look at Japan. They have so many severe earthquakes. They occurred very frequently. These disasters compound. And also the shortage of our water and many, and sometimes also too much. Too much means there's floods. You see the pictures. But some places, they don't have the clear water. We have the shortage of water. They have to carry back the pure water. You see, it's very scarce. They don't have the clear water. Do you want to drink this kind of water or wash your materials here? Do you want to carry this water back home? It's a picture showed in Cambodia. Only one well. So many people here want to take the water. They are in a rush to take this, and now this is a drought place. Shortage of the water, even no water there. You see, these are not a harmony of the four elements of the world. You see, we are so thirsty even on the earth. This is a picture in Kansas State in America. It's so drought. And people and the animal, they don't have enough water. And now this picture shows the fire of the forests in the States or maybe in Australia. Damage the houses. Not only the forests. Now the hurricane damaged all the houses. This is the extreme climate. Now this picture shows Singapore, the air pollution. The index is very serious, very severe. You cannot see the buildings there. That is because the air pollution is so dirty there. And this is a picture showing the mainland China. The air pollution is very dangerous, is very severe. They burn the coal, so the air pollution is so bad. You see, this air pollution is just like a war. The sandstone. They have a research on this place. For example, Beijing, the capital of China. What are the causes of this place? Because of so many factories, especially chemical factories, they create the pollution there. They burn the coal and also the mobiles, the gas from the mobiles. They burn the gas and then make the battery air pollution. Now, all these disasters are created by human people, by human beings. We people, we make this place so badly. Now let's have observe about the CO2. You see the increasingly here. If in a very fine place, the low degree of CO2 increasingly, for these days. We have no clear place now. This is the global gas emission, so it increased all the temperature of the whole world. You know, it's unprecedented here. You see, this picture shows states. Now the records change and change again. This is the picture for Australia. The temperature is increasingly high. This place shows the Amazon of the Central America. Because for the economic reasons, they have to burn all the forests there and to get the place to raise the grass and to feed the cattle. So our world changed rapidly. You see, these are the lung of our Earth, but now it's damaged and the air pollution very badly here. You see the states, the west is dry, hot, wildfires, and the east part of the states is so many floods there. So this is an unbalanced place. This picture shows Europe. Actually, it's green before, but now it's dry there because of the extreme climate. These are the Arctic place. You know, the iceberg melt. The polar bear, they don't have the place for them to get food. The penguins also lack of the resources of the place. They don't have to. They do not have the places to live on. So should we change our lifestyle? We drive so many mobiles and make so many pollution to the earth. The factory make the air so dirty. Air pollution is so badly. Damage our Earth's motherland. Except for the solar and the wind to make the electricity, you know, we burn the coals, we burn the oils to make energy, damage our world. This is an electric factory. We burn the coal, but make the air pollution there. Just because we want the energy. And also the nuclear can solve this problem here. We have to change our food habit. You see, these people fried and burned the meat. But this is not the most important thing. You know, the most important thing is that we have to raise these cattle, these cows, and we'll consume so many resources there. The chickens and the pigs, the consumption about the meat, you know, increase the damage situations. And some countries, they even increase the amount of the meat consumption. The chicken, the pigs, the cows, and the sheep, the total amount is more than the population of this world. Then create a very bad situation here. Livestock will make the carbon emission 80%. including the breathing of the animals, also increase the air pollution to get the global gas emission. These emissions damage our world. The livestock or the animals raising make the situations bad. If we do not consume this, for example, the slaughtering, packaging, refrigeration, or transportation, if we reduce these occasions, then we will get it better. Take this for example. This is the supermarket. They have to freeze this meat, the vegetables. You see, the fruits and the vegetables, they don't have to use that electric to freeze them, or maybe artificial, and export animalized, they will consume more energy. But if local and plant-based is will not do that. You see, this the comparison of vegetarian or non-vegetarian. For example, is 2.9 times. For example, take water. For example, also this very healthy. I'm so grateful here.
To protect the environment, the very important part is the one thing we can do is to become a vegetarian. To take a vegetarian diet is what we can do every day. Now, our dish is already here. Now, let's welcome our sisters to introduce those dishes. Now, we will introduce you the dishes from Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital. The first one is winter melon cup. The second one is rosso and the peeled chili roll. We are so grateful. This is the local dishes. And the second one is energetic beans and the perfect wisdom and blessings. And the next one is from Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital. The first one is Be in Love Forever. The second one is Golden Tofu Soup. So tasty. And the Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital gave us the bean-curd nori roll and the king oyster mushroom with black pepper. Let's welcome Brother Amin, the host. And later we are going to introduce the dishes one by one, so that everyone knows it better. Now we are going to ask our expertise come to introduce them. Tonight, for the dinner, everyone can get that. Is there anyone want to introduce the dish? Brother Amin. Hello, CEO Lin and Brother Jinfa and brothers and sisters. Hello, everyone. Well, I have to praise that Superintendent Jen cook the very high quality protein. When open the lid, we found it's really delicious. Let's give them big hands. What do I have to say about this cooking? About the first very special is Rosso. We planted local and if you continue to take Rosin for 6 months, and that is very good for your skin and your health. He suggests me to take it after meal. Especially the wrinkles will reduce 50%. That is very amazing. No? That is our genes product. Thank you, Superintendent Lai introduced us this. And to put in to protect avocado, we have to keep it, put something on it to keep it fresh. We prepared 4 dishes and add another 2. We are not just to promote vegetarian diets. We want everyone can do it, so we make it in a very small way. This is the bean curd rolls, nori roll, to make it as a package. And after work, you can come here to get it. And if you want to sell it, it is easy. So we prepare that so that everyone can come and buy it and bring home for dinner. I present you this hot sauce tofu. I'm really thrilled. I love it so much. It smells so good. We cover it so you cannot smell it. Actually, it is really good. It is really good. We can bring it home. And that will help your wife and to lessen her hard work. He is such a humor. He has such a good humor.
Now we'd like to introduce another hospital about their recipe and their meal. And the recipe that we have going to show you that to be rich about an amino acid. And does anyone ever eat the Hydrogen hog mushroom? I think that is good for health, and we are going to introduce about this recipe to you. And due to that, the presentation is called globally, so we should be carefully and detailed to introduce to you. So now we are going to ask Dr. Lin about vegetarian diet and the spiritual connection. So we already introduced about the vegetarian diet for environmental protection to reduce the global emission. So right now we are going to invite Professor Lin to talking about the spiritual and vegetarian diet. So we already talking about the advantages of vegetarian diet. One is healthy, environmental protection, and the third one is about no kill. Does anyone ever think about the meat come from the dead body of animals? So you can imagine that your stomach become some graveyard of animals. So it is kind of horrible. I ever see a story about Fa Gu, and there's Master Sheng Yan talking about to put off about 5 different kind of greedy, about the properties, form, and the fame, and also the eating as well as the sleeping. So among those 5 greedy, we're wondering that we cannot skip out the eating. However, it's about necessary to eat very good food, very rich food. Though, so we understand about though eating is important. Do you understand what it is? It's very famous. The shark fin soup. Whenever you eat these dishes, have you ever think about globally the shark fin was collected in Japan? And the city actually for the shark fin collecting. You can see the very crude operation of chef the shark fin. Well, actually the meat of shark compared to the shark fin, the rest of the body is not really worthy. So after they take off the shark fin, then the fisherman will drop the rest of the body of shark into the ocean. So you can see the picture of the shark fin place. It's really terrible. It's very bloody. So we can understand about this bad karma actually from the human being is greedy and very stupid about human being. This picture, we come from in the northern of European. Also that we catch the whale from the ocean and they trap the whale into a bay and kill them in once. You can see the bloody to the core, to the coast. And we will believe that you take from the nature, and the nature will give it back, give it back to a human being. It's only about the time. from the picture over here, it's a red of the coast from the ocean. So in our old story about the slaughters, ever say that you should take the return from the people who you eat it, not me, because if they don't eat, I will not kill you. So the bad karma from the meat diet is always accompanied with the one who eat it or killed it. So never forget about it. It is painful about eating meat and the killing. So we have the solutions for this greedy and jealousies from our perception and wisdom. So we are the one of the civilized of this earth. So we had to think about to reduce the garbage and reduce the resource of usage from the earth. In this case, we can understand about no kill and don't doing the bad karma is actually also good for the earth and it's toward to a spiritual environment protection. So all our TIMA members go through around the globe to helping the poor. It's kind of good karma. However, we have restricted to obey the rule of become a vegetarian diet. It's kind of start point for the spread of love to the world because come from no kill. We have no fear about the animals who have been killed by the human being. For this, we also have research, but however, this is still under development, so we have not disclosed yet in this moment. So also that a good way for people to eat in vegetarian can reduce the depressed. Just due to that, the vegetarian diet can help people to reduce the killing dharma.
So vegetarian, you just eat 80%. That you use 20% to help others. Then it's healthy and also do the environment protection. And also you will feel happy, no worries, and no this affliction. So thanks to the executive president Lin. So during all different kind of recipe, so how can we make food more tasty and more attract people can change their diet? So let's so we don't have a nutritionist here. So let's welcome the Taichung Hospital, the President Jan, share with us. So Bob Cook, I have some experience, can share with you a story that's in Song Dynasty. So he cooked a meal. So people finish the dish really fast. The next day, the same thing, people finish right away. So after 1 month, so we asked the famous people one answer that what's really good for this dish? Nobody knows what's really inside. So why he finished the dish really fast for 1 month? The one answer response that because he was concentrated on thinking, so he didn't really know what he eat. So actually from this story that it can be really simple because our mind, our brain can really control our desire. So for female that they need to do more work, like after work, they need to go home and prepare the meal. So if you have to use a special pot, you don't even need to add oil to cook. So there's a lot of new material that you can help for your cooking. So sometimes I think I need to prepare some kind of rice dishes, like fried rice. So you don't really need to. So actually, you don't need to add too much material inside. You can just add rice and egg. So use the rice prepare the previous day in your refrigerator. So the most important is your skill, just like what I show. You need to throw the fruit into the air like for over 1 meter. So just a few items that can make a good dish. So during weekend, I prepare the breakfast. So I warm the pot and put the toast. So I will choose some specific time. So I'm just showing my kind of magic skill that I throw the toast and to the air, then they will be shocked. So sometimes I will do 2 turns, then I will carry. So this is education should be. And so let me tell you that during the preparation, actually, how you can cure people, the mind is sometimes it's not really the food, sometimes it's spirit. So after you make your dish, it's also very tasty. So you feel satisfied actually only a few seconds. So when you go home, so prepare the skill I just showed, then maybe your dish will be very popular and people will like it. So I think about myself that I didn't cook the vegetarian meal for quite a long time. So I prepare some items and look very, very colorful. Then I tell my wife that I will cook for you. Then my wife told me, may I ask you that, may I beg you that don't do it again? So you can see how my skill is. So how about President Jen, where your wife tell you, please don't do it again? No. she likes my dish. So during the 14th of February, so you don't need to send the flower to your wife. Just show your skill and prepare the dish. She will feel very satisfied, very happy. Okay, so next. Let's give the host to Brother Ami. So more than 10 years ago. So this is the clothes that I wear 10 years ago. And the same people that 10 years ago that actually we host the same program that using connection online that we are both host one program. So we mentioned that Lawson, is a red jewel. So can you tell us more about, so above have so many these kind of plant. It's really good. Okay, good evening. So I'm a nutrition department. So let me introduce the dish that we prepare for Hualien Hospital. So the dish is including the peeled pepper and a Lawson flower. So there's a line of this plant that planted in the boat. So a lot of the ingredient, mineral, all these can antioxidant. So when we mention this antioxidant, so you can kind of anti to a lot of disease. And this plant actually can just really simple, just put water in, then you make a cup of tea. So you need to use the warm water, not hot water, because you will damage the minerals. So maybe it's good for your skin, but you know, I don't want to emphasize too much. So just use average amount. So I just tell Brother Amin. So actually, it's not really the flower. It's under the flower. So it contains a lot of the mineral, good mineral inside. So welcome, everyone come to a boat that maybe you can get some from a boat. Just kidding. How about the winter melon? So why we pick the winter melon pot? Because as a vegetarian, so people will think it's so difficult to prepare the vegetarian meal. So winter melon is kind of very simple, very popular item. You can purchase everywhere. So you can just keep it from summer to winter. It will be okay, still can eat. So after work, you need to prepare the dish because you know it's so easy to prepare. So even for senior, so when you cook, it will be very soft, good for senior. And also is actually the young people also like it. So it's kind of very popular in every family. So that's why we choose this watermelon pot. So this watermelon, besides can prevent the flu, also is good for skin. So the most center item of the winter melon is a soft stuff, just like a cotton. You can use that to put on your face. According to the traditional medicine book, it's good for your skin. It's not what I say. It's told by the book. Okay, the tradition Chinese book say it's really useful, but not what I say. It's told by book. So when I watch all these different kind of dishes, so the sushi roll, the calorie is has the most high calories. So any way can cut down the calories. So so why we match all these different items? Because sushi prepare only half bowl of the rice. So the rice has a high calorie, but we only use half bowl. But the winter melon has a very low calorie and full of a lot of water. So these two match together, then you will have just average calorie, not an over calorie.
Now, is there any other questions about the topic today? Now, I will make a conclusion for today. As we know, for these several years, we noticed that we will talk about the diet is very connected with the environmental protection. The human beings is interact with the environment, not only for our health, but also to all the beings, maybe the earth. The summit of the United Nations also point out these we have the close connections between our diet and the environment. The main goal of us to be a vegetarian is not only to protect our lives, also to protect others, to protect the earth. We reduce the consumption of the resources. We do not pollute our environment. Maybe some people do not believe that, think it's incredible. But now I want to make the evidence to tell you, to let you know it's very close relative. We also make some researches in our hospitals. We also want to emphasize that we only afford the vegetarian meal, and you have to watch the programs of the ITV. It's very helpful to us. But our master told us it is not negotiable to be a vegetarian and to watch the programs of the ITV to make our spiritual more healthier. We not only to cure the disease of our body, also to help the spiritual problems. all the patients during stay in the hospital, we want to make them healthier by these two methods. And we want to let them have the habits. When they are discharged from the hospital, they will continuously to keep these two habits. Maybe someday he will be a vegetarian totally and love to watch the TV programs and to increase the spirits levels. And we don't do that only one day in a year. But we start from one by the sutra. And then 1 day in month, then 1 day in a week, and then 1 meal in a day, and then every day. We start from 1. At least in 7 days, you have to make 1 day for a vegetarian style. All the people there to carry out this program, then we have so many people to take the vegetarian style. It's also very helpful to the world. Totally, it's also very helpful. Then the number increasing. Then we influence our family members to do the same thing. And also we mentioned before that if one people to do the good behavior, then we will interact with others and have the good influences to others and then make them to do the same thing. Then the percentage will increase. For several times now, we will make all the people to do the same thing. More than our expectation. So maybe only one action, then we will influence others. After these efforts, now we can change the world. To use the force of a Tzu Chi Foundation to change others. I'm so grateful to all these honorable guests today. Is there any other questions about the topics we mentioned today? Maybe you have some questions about the food cooking or maybe the nutrition. Sorry, we didn't hear the voice.
Our body, in our liver, we will produce cholesterol. And even you didn't take a cholesterol from vegetarian diet. Now, the vegetarian diet, we got different kinds. First is vegan, only plant-based meal, no milk, no honey. Even honey not included in vegan. No milk, no eggs, no dairy. And the next one is those vegetarian who consume milk, and then will be the those people who take milk and eggs, and then have vegetarian people, those people who only once in a while take meat. The most group is those people who take milk and eggs, dairy. If you want to buy vegan food products, it's not easy to get. You buy yogurts, it includes milk. It's really not easy to be a vegan. So mostly, it's about 80% people who take dairy, and also they are vegetarian. But if you take too much milk and egg, the cholesterol in your body will go high. If you don't consume eggs, and the cholesterol will keep going high. In our genes, in our liver, it will produce cholesterol. Cholesterol, basically, there are high cholesterol and low cholesterol. And for female, because they have hormone, the female hormone, so their cholesterol will become a little higher. But the low cholesterol you produce, that will store on your vessel. After years, after some while, that will cause the hazard for your health. Diabetes, high blood pressure, and become fat. That will make your vessel become hard. Usually, when your age go to 60-something, and then you will get those diseases. So we have to prevent these in advance. So this is for your reference. Cholesterol is necessary for our body, of course. If your cholesterol is too low, that is not good for your health. Your cells cannot grow. So the cholesterol in your body lower than 70%, 70, that is not good. And the low cholesterol, low density cholesterol, the lesser is better. High density cholesterol goes to 200, that is good enough. In the long run, if you keep a good blood cells, blood vessel, and then that will help you. This is what we know now. Do I answer your question? Yes.
Do you have any question? My question is regarding the nutrition. From the study that human beings need a different kind of nutrition. There's 5 categories at most. So my question is, as a vegetarian diet, is kind of picky food person, and how to make the nutrition balance for vegetarian diet. Mostly we have 6 major segments of nutrition in our food. Protein, sugar, fat, mineral, and the vitamin and water. So these are 6 different groups of nutrition. In our daily diet, we'll mostly separate our food into milk, egg, vegetable, cashew, and grains. So generally speaking, that if we can balance in our food into those segments, we take in every kind of food in our daily life, their nutrition will be very sufficient. So it will not become a picky food eater. And most of the time, especially that for the breakfast, we eat breakfast with less vegetable. So we do need to take care about our 3 meals in general, that we should put those 6 different groups into our meals. And Dr. Lin reinforced again about the protein come from the beans. Dr. Lin talking about vegan. That means that the vegan do not eat any milk and eggs. So I would like to suggest to you, if you are vegan, in case you are a plant-based eater, you do need to supplement about the vitamin B12. Actually, there's a lot of food that contain a lot of vitamin B12. For example, seaweed. Other kind of food called tianbei in Chinese. Actually, that is kind of made by similar bean curd. So in case that people do not eat such kind of food which contain vitamin B12, that means that you lack of this kind of vitamin. I would like to get more time to explain more. There's a report talking about the vegetarian diet will cause anemia. Anemia. Well, actually, that is due to. It's not really due to the such kind of diet. Though the food contain less vitamin B12 will not really extremely influence of your health. But you need to take care about this. So keep the balance of the nutrition of your daily diet will very important. You can keep any kind of vitamin in very good and balanced for your daily life. And due to the time is come to the end, so please remember that we're starting from us and double and triple our influence to the bodies. Thank you very much. And everyone, please give a big hand to our guests. Thank you very much. Thank you.